Strange, we all right? Be back, Iron Man.
Hey, what was that?
Went forward in time to view alternate futures, to see all the possible outcomes of the coming conflict.
How many did you see?
14,605,000.
How many did we win?
One.
What is good, YouTube? Warstu here with a video on Avengers Infinity War that will lead into the Avengers 4. So the main question that's still coming out of Infinity War is, why didn't Thanos actually kill Tony Stark? Because he clearly wanted to. So if you're new to the channel, we do Marvel and DC content all week long. So if you want to win or enter the latest giveaway, make sure to subscribe to the channel and drop a comment down below and let me know who is your favorite superhero and why. Please don't say Warstu. So the prize is either the Infinity War Blu-ray or the Deadpool Super Duper. So until Doctor Strange came to bargain with Thanos, Thanos looked ready to kill Tony Stark. He had all the 4 stones engaged, and then Doctor Strange was like, no, stop it, I'll give you the stone. So all the Guardians were there. Obviously Doctor Strange was there, Peter Quill, etc. were all trying to get the Infinity Gauntlet off him because they were trying to stop him from wiping out half the universe. That was his quest. We know that Iron Man couldn't kill Thanos, and this is going to be a big talking point in Avengers 4 because Thanos has haunted Tony Stark for such a long time. Doctor Strange hands Thanos the gem and he was like, Tony, it was the only way, we're now in Endgame. But if you think about it, Doctor Strange had the time stone. So even if Thanos did actually go ahead and kill Tony Stark, Iron Man, the person that started everything, then Doctor Strange could have just brought him back with the time stone. He could have just reversed time and brought him back. So Thanos knows Tony due to Iron Man stopping Loki in the attack of New York. So ever since then, Thanos has haunted Tony Stark, giving him nightmares, you could see. So looking back at the Avengers Infinity War, Tony Stark was the only character Thanos made a true effort to kill. I mean the only Avenger. Yes, he did kill and sacrifice his daughter Gamora, but come on guys, we all know she's coming back, so she's not actually dead because she's going to be in Guardians of the Galaxy 3. And yeah, okay, he thinks he killed Loki, but he didn't. But I'm not going to go into Loki not being dead again unless you want me to. But there aren't any other Avengers except for Tony Stark that he tried to kill. So it's recently said in an interview this, part of what we wanted to do out the gate was to unsettle you as you were watching the film, Joe Russo said. You're sitting in the theatre thinking most of the characters have been safe in Marvel Universe for over a decade, and we wanted to knock you off, killing and making the audience understand that the stakes were going to be significant and the cost was going to be very high in this movie. Yeah, okay, Joe Russo, but you leave so many plot holes that you have everyone questioning that Loki isn't really dead. Thanos is violent and cruel, Joe Russo said. It's interesting because as Thanos moves forward from this moment, once he disposes his armor, he almost becomes a holy warrior where he doesn't spend a lot of his energy unintentionally trying to murder people unless they are in some way a threat of his agenda. Almost no one ends up being a threat to his agenda except for Tony, who I think he feels has some sort of exponential connection to Thanos, which is interesting. So essentially, the only reason that he killed Tony Stark is because Tony Stark is the same person as him, in a way. What do you mean, Warstu? Tony Stark isn't anything like Thanos, but he is. They're both burdened by knowledge. Thanks to traumatizing events in their life, both Thanos and Stark are haunted by visions of the end of their universe, both in their own ways. Suffering from PTSD, Thanos from the destruction of his homeworld, despite his efforts. Tony from witnessing the fragile of Earth being almost killed in the Battle of New York, and Scarlet Witch implanted a vision in Age of Ultron. Both know that without something traumatic happening, the universe will come to a destruction end, one way or another. But then it isn't enough to merely want to know what's going to happen. Both characters are driven enough to actually do something about it to whatever extent, and they go all in. So, doing whatever it takes, Thanos is willing to wipe out half the universe existence just to simply rebalance the universe and save it from itself. So he's like a oracle, he's like a disciple trying to balance the universe. And he's labeled as a villain, but logically speaking, his desire is just to save everyone. It's all the heroes, I think, he has most specific connection to Tony, because Tony is a futurist and he has predicted a threat like Thanos. It's lived in his brain. Even though he couldn't name it, Tony is the most desperately driven down to the core to react against something like Thanos. Although the heroes will face a threat, no matter who it is or where it comes from. But intrinsic to Tony's psychology, and because Tony started it all with Iron Man, he has a special connection to the threat that is facing him. And if you think Tony wouldn't do the exact same as Thanos if it simply meant saving most of the universe, you probably have never paid attention to any movie. So are Thanos and Tony Stark the exactly same character? Yes, they are. And I think this is going to play out in Avengers 4. What do you mean? Well, I do think the new character that was casted by the star that was the star of 13 Reasons Why will end up being Tony Stark's daughter from the future. And in order to save half the universe, Tony Stark is going to have to sacrifice his daughter, just like Thanos did Gamora, to save half the universe. So Tony Stark's going to grow up knowing he was supposed to have a daughter, but he's going to have to sacrifice his daughter to save half the universe for the greater good, just like Thanos does, thus making them the same character. So when you think about it, they really are the same character. So hopefully in this video we've gone into some great depth about why Tony Stark was nearly killed by Thanos. Thanos wanted to kill him, but he couldn't. His end goal was to get all the stones. And if that meant not killing Tony Stark, that's what he had to do. Thanos is a man of his word. If he says he's going to come for a bargain, obviously he got a bargain with Doctor Strange. He took the bargain. But it's going to be interesting how this all plays out in Avengers 4. And if my theory about Tony Stark having to sacrifice his own daughter in order to save half the universe is true, then it proves the theory that realistically the greatest villain we've ever had in the MCU is just a mirror parallel image of Tony Stark himself. Anyway, guys, let me know everything that you think about this video. It's kind of a different video to what I do in the past. I know I've gone a bit off scale of what I started the video as, but hopefully you understand why. And if you do want to enter that competition, just comment down below who is your favorite superhero and why. And I will catch you in another video very soon. Catch ya later.